I'd like to thank the trustees of the Christian R. and Mary F. Linback Foundation for making this award and this great event possible. Your recognition and support of educators in many places and multiple levels in education is without a doubt legendary, not only in Philadelphia, but across the country. On behalf of the entire school district family, it is my honor and privilege to say thank you. I'm so pleased that we are honoring Philadelphia's principals for their outstanding leadership and humanitarian contributions to students, staff, and the community. To the recipients of this special award and to the nominees as well, I send my heartfelt congratulations and personal gratitude for who you are as individuals and for what you do every day as professionals, and especially as distinguished principal leaders who understand that leadership is all about learning.
We celebrate these principals with this award because they model for their staffs and students personal characteristics exemplified by the award's namesakes. These characteristics include a standard of excellence in the workplace and the will to make a positive impact, not only on individuals, but also on communities.
This new principal's honor recognizes individuals who exemplify the highest standards in education. We feel it important, and too many times overlooked, to recognize the role principals play in the education of Philadelphia school children.
Congratulations to our honored principals. As the first recipients of the Linback Principal Award, you have set a standard of excellence against which future candidates will be measured.
Dr. Pablo is literally the type of person that would give you the shirt off his back. I remember one time we went to a citywide board meeting, and as the rest of the staff and other members were being served food, Dr. Pablo and I were next in line. And as he went to go grab the last sandwich left, he looked at me and handed it over to me and said, "Here, have it. I'm not the only one that has to stay healthy."
He really has a personal connection with the kids. At one point I met a teacher, or not a teacher, excuse me, a parent of a student who had graduated from Central, and she said to me when we were talking about the school, Dr. Pavel would take a bullet for any of the kids at Central, and I really think that that is a great way of describing him.
What you do is you create an environment and you create a culture where everybody is valued. Not just the ones who are the smartest, not just the ones who might be going to an Ivy League school, not just the ones who play the flute incredibly well, not just the ones who can draw, infinitely better than I can. But you create an environment where everybody perceives correctly that he or she is valued, that their perspective is worth something. When you create the environment, then you've got kids who are willing to talk to caring adults. They're willing to talk to their counselors. They're willing to talk to the sponsor of their class. They're willing to talk to teachers. And once you find out information, then you can do something about it.
But I had my moment where I was just like, I broke down. I couldn't take it anymore, like all the stress and everything, and Dr. Powell was there for me. Like, he called me into his office and he just talked to me all during advisory and told me well, this is what I went through when I was applying for colleges, when I was in 12th grade. this is what me and my family went through, this is how I experienced this, how I took this is how I handled this. And he just gave me all this advice, and then he said, like, just know I'm always here for you.
You talk to them, and you listen to them, and you value them, and you validate them, and you try and understand what's important. But young people, the externalities may change, some of the things that may interest them. And what's important is not what's over here, but what's in here and what's up here. And we've got kids that will do anything and everything, and we bring them together from all over the city and put them into a multicultural environment where they can learn from each other. And that's fun.
None of my grandparents are alive. He's the Renaissance of modern times, because he's the Renaissance man of modern times, because not only is he a president of the school, but he's also a father to me. I call him my grandfather at times. And he's a mentor to all of us. He's a teacher.
Oh, what's not to like about Dr. Pavel? He's a great principal because he's able to communicate with almost all of his students on like a personal basis in a way, where he'll come to you and say, oh, how are you doing? How's your day? How are your classes? How's your school year been going? How's family? He likes to get to know his students.
Dr. Pavel, felicidades for winning the 2011 Linback Award.
Congratulations, Dr. Pavel. There's no principal more deserving than you are.
Well, congratulations, Dr. Pavel. You definitely deserved it, and if anybody else had gotten it, I would have been so upset. You really deserved it.
The trustees of the Linback Foundation are committed to public education and believe it is imperative that we develop today's children to be tomorrow's leaders, employees and employers, parents, and engaged citizens. We created this award to recognize Philadelphia public school principals who promote civic responsibility, academic achievement, and social action in their students, the leaders of tomorrow.
As anthropologist Margaret Mead reminded us, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So we say thank you to our 7 world changers. What an inspiration you are to the students, staff, parents, community members, and to all of us.
Congratulations, Mr. Kippett! Kip, kip, hooray!
One of the things we've always been lacking here at Swenson is a very high-quality physical and health education fitness center. The school was not built with a gymnasium, so we've been working for years to try to get a gymnasium, but in the meantime, we want to take a section of the building that is not used and actually to convert that into a fitness center.
Congratulations, Dr. Steniskis.
What I plan on doing is something that will involve benefit the community, involve the students and staff. And that is, my goal is that every student that graduates from the Franklin Learning Center will have been certified in first aid, CPR, and AED. I came up with this idea a year ago when reading an article in California where a school district had done a similar program, and the actual death rate from heart attacks had dropped 50%.
Pepper Middle School is a school where pride is prominent. Congratulations, Ms. Armstrong!
Well, I was initially very excited, to know that my staff nominated me and wanted me to apply for this particular award. I would like to be able to use part of that money to maybe get an art teacher, or to have an art teacher for after school for our students, to have a choir. Music always makes people feel happy, and they bring people and children together. The other one is we just recently had 18 whiteboards installed in our classrooms across the school, especially our 7th and 8th grade classrooms. And they have these Activotes. They're also called clickers. And part of the money could also be used for those clickers to interact with the Promethean boards, or whiteboards. Some people call them whiteboards.
We've spent a lot of money on technology here at Decatur School, and that's a plus because we have a number of laptop carts enabling students to work every day on computer-based programs and research and things like that. The downside is that these computers break down and need repair and have to be replaced. So we're going to take our funding and upgrade our computer lab.
Congratulations, Ms. Epps. You deserve it.
Oh, we're so excited about trying to spend $10,000. We have a very strong home and school association here, and the last few years we talked about getting an electronic school community bulletin board, because what we wanted to do with this bulletin board, we said this would let the community know what was happening in our school, what is happening in the community.
Our choir, the choir and the music program. I'm going to order the resonator bells so my kids can walk around with the big cases and play the bells.
When the award dollars come through, we'll take a look and see what it is that we need to do for and with kids, whether it's scholarship, whether it's student activities money, whether it's something that we need to do to make the entire program be more approachable, to be more doable for the young people that are here.
Ms. Vaughn had brought very positive changes to our school. Living in this community, we need a strong backbone, especially to our young kids, and Ms. Vaughn had brought that. Helping out the parents here now, bringing GED classes to the school, special workshop that really the parents in this community need.
A lot of things that I do from the heart. I think being a principal gives me an opportunity to affect a lot of children's lives.
When she first got here, one of the most important things she did was clean up our school. You know, we had closets in here we didn't even know. She really took all of the trash and the junk out of everything, cleaned up our school. She came here on weekends, she came here on Saturdays, I stayed at night till 5 o'clock. She redid, actually, this library, she redid the floor, there was carpets on there. Anything that needed to be painted, she painted. It was just really nice. She brought in just the first thing to get a conducive learning environment is to clean it.
When I came here, I was part of the grant called Project Accelerate, which puts social workers into schools that were considered empowerment failing schools. But when I came in, from what I've observed, there was so much growth and progress that had already been made. It was sort of very easy to transition right in and join in on her mission.
I have a lot of children who are in shelters. I have children who come from single-parent families. I have children that are in the custody of their grandparents. And what we try to do is work the whole family. It's not about just the children. If they don't have a place to live, we try to make connections.
You know, any type of information, Ms. Vaughn goes beyond. And her staff, her support staff, always, she opens so many doors in this school for not only our children here, but our community.
I also believe that it's very important to make sure that the parents are okay. Because if the parents aren't okay, then the children aren't going to be okay.
The thing that I love about Mrs. Vaughn is that her main concern about our school is our students and our children.
Education is important because it can never be taken away from you. Once you have it, doesn't matter. But if you don't have it, you may not be able to stay where you are, no matter where you are. When I went to Temple, the professors used to tell us, if you save one kid, you did a good job. And I was always excited because at the end of the year, if I had 33 children and 20 of them made progress, I was happy. But then I thought about it. You know what? I helped 20 out of 33 children and I lost 13. So that wasn't a good philosophy to be telling people one kid. And then I thought about what Dr. Ackerman said this summer at Convocation, and she had this PowerPoint and she talked about how if we don't make accelerated gains, how many children we're going to lose. And I thought about that. So she wanted accelerated gains. And I said, you know what, that's what we need.
Some of the things that she does for all of us at Stern School is that she pushes us to do the best that we can do. She allows us to be part of committees. She allows us to be a leader on leadership. She allows us to be grade chairs. That we didn't have those things before. So it's very positive to come here and feel like you're more than just a classroom teacher. This year I stepped out of the classroom and I took a role outside the classroom as school-based teacher leader, and that was because of Mrs. Vaughn. She gave me the courage and the support and the training to feel comfortable enough to make that step.
Research right now is showing that if our African American boys and Latino boys by 2nd grade are not reading, that they're building prisons. And I tell my parents and I tell my kids, you are not going to end up like that on my watch.
Mrs. Vaughn, congratulations. We're so excited and I'm so proud of you for winning this wonderful award. I'm really glad that you got recognized for everything that you do. You make us want to work really hard and you make us want to achieve and become better and better teachers and educators.
Mrs. Vaughn, congratulations on winning the 2011 Linback Award. I couldn't think of a better person to receive this award.
I don't know what occurs in other schools, and I don't know the visions and the philosophies of a lot of my colleagues who are principals. All I know is that you cannot use economically disadvantaged as an excuse for not learning. You cannot use that they don't have 2 parents as an excuse. You can't say because they don't have all the latest clothes that that's why they can't learn. You can't say because they come to school hungry they can't learn. That's unacceptable. And I tell my staff this, you treat my babies like they're your babies.